Lorenzo Crawford, 2023 CF 1585, 2023 CF 1587, 2023 CF 1588, 2023 CF 1589, and 2023 CF 1836A. Ms. Gordon on behalf of the state, Mr. Edwards on behalf of the defense.
Your Honor, request that was asked at the end.
Okay, we got Mr. Bowie, and then it'll be your client.
Yes, Your Honor, and so Mr. Bowie's case, Mr. Peterson isn't here.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Tom Edwards on behalf of Mr. Crawford.
Now, I've read your motion and your voluminous letters in his support.
Very good, and you can see that
I see he has a number of
today
folks here
to
for supporting him. Yes, sir.
support Mr. Crawford, taken away from their jobs. I do have a couple of witnesses that I would like to present to the court in consideration of a bond reduction. And the bond amount in this case, Your Honor, is a total of $1,650,000.
Mr. Edwards, I'm going to give you about 15 minutes to break it up how you see fit.
I got that information earlier, Your Honor.
I talked to Mr. Jones to give you the heads up. Yes, sir.
And I've also talked.
This is a continuation of our hurricane docket, so I have about 100 people on the afternoon.
I know you do. Last week, unfortunately, Your Honor, we were the only person on the docket,
Yes, sir.
and that happened. So I will do my best with the time allotted. Your Honor, and I'm sure, as I've informed the people that are here, my client's wife, my client, that the court does not come into these a bond hearing of this nature blind. But the court's had an opportunity to review his criminal history, review the allegations that have been filed and are made public to the court. And so the court has an idea of what this case is about. I will point out, Your Honor, that he has 5 prior battery convictions, the last one being, I believe, in 2004. Those are simple battery. 9 prior driving with suspended license convictions, last one being, I believe, in 2012, and 5 failures to appear, with the most recent being associated with that traffic in 2012, and that was due to an address change. But prior to that, they were all before 2004. So as far as recent history, Your Honor, he's got the driving on a suspended license. He's been married. Part of that is he's been married to Raquel Crawford since 2007. He has started the Christian Coalition Family Church. All of these individuals that are present before the court, sitting in support of Mr. Crawford, are very aware of everything that's taking place. So they are here too, and they're members. Most of them are members of the church. Some are not. Obviously, Your Honor, the court has to consider several things when setting a reasonable bond. And I submit to the court respectfully that $1,650,000 is not a reasonable bond under the circumstances. I've certainly represented individuals where there were deaths involved and bonds were less than half of what this is. So this is a very different situation. The allegations here are that there was sexual battery committed by coercion. Not by force, but coercion. And based on the limited discovery I've received thus far, working with Ms. Gordon to get the rest of the discovery, and I understand that it's been kind of just dripping in. It hasn't been supplied to her, so I'm not here to make an issue of discovery. And the fact that I basically have the police reports and my conversations with Ms. Gordon. But I am confident that she's doing everything she can to get that information to me. I would like to, in the short time I have, present a couple of witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay.
And if I could, I'd call James Shepard. He also supplied a letter, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Shepard.
Good afternoon, sir.
And Mr. Shepard, I'd like you to basically state your name for the court, if you're employed, how you're employed, and how you know Mr. Crawford.
Yes, sir. My name is James Shepard. I am the principal of Newberry High School. I've known Mr. Crawford since 3rd grade all the way up until now. Yes, sir.
And what can you tell this court about his likelihood to appear in court and the fact that he would comport all of his conduct with any requirements this judge might impose?
Again, I met Mr. Crawford in the 3rd grade, the one guy that came from Big Ainsville to little Archer, and the first person I met came up to me and shook my hand as a third grader and said his name is Lorenzo Crawford. Since that day, we've had a relationship, and both of us have played sports together. We've talked together. We have went through various things together. One thing that I can tell you about Mr. Crawford in my life, all of the years that I've known him, is that he has been a man of his word. Whether we've had to talk about things that were heavy and things that were light, anytime I've had to depend on him, he has been a man of his word. So one thing that I can do and one thing that I can say to this court is I trust in his word from what he's shown me over all of these years.
And you're familiar with the troubles he's had with the law in his past life?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like you said, I've seen the last 15 years or so, the people that he's brought to God, the way that he has lived his life the last 15 years. And I know, and he has always been a born leader, always been a born leader. I know and believe that he is a man of God, yes.
And in fact, you trust him to minister to students, to people that you know, if they are in need? Do you have any concern at all about him being around children or other adults?
Matter of fact, I do not. As a matter of fact, I can remember one homecoming. I needed him to set something up for me out in the field, and the one person came to mind was Lorenzo Crawford. I called him, told him what I needed at Newberry High School. It was done to a high degree, and I love my children at Newberry High School, and I love Mr. Crawford, but I knew that he would be someone that I could depend on to do it in a manner that was pleasing to everyone.
Any questions, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I'd like to ask one more individual to come up, given our limited time. Raquel? And basically the same process. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Can you tell me your name for the record, please?
My name is Erin Johnson.
Okay, all right, Mr. Edwards?
And Aaron Johnson, Ms. Johnson, what is your association with Mr. Crawford?
I've been a dedicated member of the Christian Coalition Family Church the last 15 years. He's always been a man of integrity. He's always been a man of love. I've never had to call him and he not come. When it comes to this court situation, I can assure you that I will drive him to every court appearance that he has, and I'll make sure he's there on time, and any other thing that is required of him, I will do my best to assist that it is done.
And you have a position within the church?
I do.
And what is that?
I am the third in charge. I'm the overseer / minister. You can similar to an elder, so to speak.
Okay. And the reason for driving him is what?
He is 1, legally blind. 2, he does not have a valid driver's license.
Okay. And so you would be responsible for transporting him to any court appearances, any type of contact with court services, pretrial services, et cetera?
Correct.
Very good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There are others that would testify, and there was about 10 that were on the list, and I know that we would not get to that. His wife is also present in the courtroom. And I think that there are less restrictive alternatives to incarceration, Your Honor. You can release him on an ankle monitor, and I would ask the court to consider doing that. I appreciate the fact that this case has been sensationalized already upon his arrest. And, 2 articles that I know appeared on the front page of the Gainesville Sun, and that this court, I believe, will be fair, notwithstanding the fact that the press is probably present in the courtroom today, and that this, again, whatever this court decides, will appear on the front page of the Gainesville Sun. The court's familiar with that. Your Honor is a veteran. So what I'm asking the court to do is to set a reasonable bond or to release him under conditions that ensure his appearance. I think electronic monitoring, Your Honor, would be appropriate under these circumstances.
Okay, all right. Ms. Gordon?
Yes, Your Honor, Pamela Gordon on behalf of the state. First, as far as the victims goes, they are all opposed to a bond reduction in this case. They all share the same sentiment that he presents an ongoing danger to the community, and they also have concerns for themselves if he were to be released or the bond reduced in any way. So they are opposed to the bond reduction motion. The state is also opposed. While the aggregate of all the bonds are over $1 million,
is because there are 4 different cases with Mr. Crawford, so 4 different victims. And if we were to look at these cases individually, each bond that's set for each count is actually only $100,000, which the state is arguing is reasonable given the facts and the circumstances in each of these individualized cases. The court often sees that we have similar cases, some involving adults, some involving children, where they only have one case and a bond would set at $250 or $500. So the fact that each of these individual counts are $100,000 is very reasonable given his criminal history and the facts and circumstances of this case. The state believes that Mr. Crawford presents a unique ongoing danger to the community in the sense of how these cases occurred and how these victims were victimized within the relationship of Mr. Crawford and within the compounds of the church. One of the victims was victimized between 2018 and 2023. Another one between 2021 and 2023. And another one between 2022, a shorter time frame, and 2023. And so between those victims and the way that the relationship was used to victimize them, the state believes that he presents an ongoing danger to the community and that the bond set as is reasonable for those reasons.
All right.
And, Your Honor, I would just, again, submit respectfully that the victim's whereabouts are unknown. He certainly does not pose a risk to them. And again, we have 3 victims, and there's a 4th that's a felony battery charge. Carries a $75,000 bond each. But creating a situation and conditions under which he has strict adherence to conditions of release can be enforced. If he makes any attempt to contact any of the victims, any witnesses, which are very few at this point, most of the witnesses about this church and about these individual victims are present in the courtroom today. And, you know, I would submit to the court that at some point these 3 individuals gathered together, and at least one of them tried to coerce another church member. And we're not here to talk about the facts, but tried to coerce another church member into joining this, this group. And again, I don't want to get into the facts of the case because that's not what we're here for. What we're here for, Your Honor, is to set a reasonable bond or conditions, least restrictive conditions, that would ensure his appearance in court and protect the public. And given the remoteness of his criminal history, I think the court can do that.
All right. So I certainly took a close look at each and every case, each and every bond set by the previous judges. I reviewed your client's prior history, and you've gone over that here today. I read all the letters, and I see that he has strong ties to Alachua County, and especially Newberry. With that being said, based on the serious nature of the allegations and the number of allegations, and the bonds individually are not unreasonable, I appreciate overall it's a very large amount, but I think it's appropriate, and I'm going to deny your motion.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay?
And again, Your Honor, that is, considering that discovery is just, has not even really started in this case, that would be without prejudice.
No, that's with prejudice, just like every other bond reduction, unless there's some special circumstance.
Well, I think that would be the special circumstance, Your Honor.
File your motion and get an opportunity to be heard again if you come up with something new.
Very good, thank you. I appreciate the court's time.
All right? Mr. Edwards, do you have any cases on the?
Recall Mr. Crawford.
Without my withdrawal, Judge.
Yes, Mr. Edwards.
Oh, I do have a Terry Hughes. But Mr. Edwards is more than welcome to take the podium.
Come on up, Mr. Edwards.
Your Honor, there was one issue that I failed to address that needs to be addressed, would prevent even the opportunity to be bonded out. In case number 2023 CF 1588.
Okay,
There.
pull that up, okay.
Yes, sir. Count 3, there was a felony battery that was added, and no bond was ever assigned to that. And so when inquiring about a bond with a bondsperson, they said that the no bond need to either have a 0 bond or a number assigned, an amount assigned.
If you give me an order for count 3, I'll just put $5,000.
So that'll make it a total of $1,655,000.
what it sounds like, yes, sir. Cash assured.
1588.
It's a felony battery repeat offender.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I appreciate the court taking me out of turn, if I can be excused.
All right.
Thank you.
Good day.